Hey guys, Adam here with a short technical video. In this video, I'll go over some tips and tricks for the F2G Super Corsair, which is currently being spammed in ARB. I'll talk about optimal mech settings, climb speeds, and at what altitudes you should be fighting certain enemy aircraft to have the highest performance advantage over them. Without further ado, let's roll right into it. Let's start with the mech settings. The F2G has low drag radiators which hardly affect your top speed, and 40 to 50% radiators will keep your engine cool even with WEP, so leaving them at 50% is pretty good. For prop pitch, we need to see how prop pitch affects performance at high speed and at low speed. The following graph shows the thrust as a function of prop pitch ranging from 75% to 100% at top speed. As you can see, there's a maximum of thrust at 85% prop pitch, so 85% is best at high speed. Let's see what prop pitch is best at low speed by looking at this rate of climb graph with several different prop pitches ranging from 80% to 100%. 100% prop pitch gives the highest climb rate, so 100% is best at low speed. You can either simply leave prop pitch at 90% for the entire match, or use 100% for climbing and 85% when at high speed. This graph shows the rate of climb at 90% prop pitch and 50% radiators at sea level in blue, and at 5 km in red. The optimal climb speed at sea level is 320 km per hour, while it goes down to 310 km per hour at 5 km. The reduction in optimal climb speed with altitude is due to the reduction in power and the increase in TES for a given IS at 5 km compared to sea level. This reduction in optimal climb speed with altitude affects all aircraft, but to varying degrees. If you climb at 310 km per hour, you'll be golden. One thing to keep in mind is that if you stay slow for a minute or so, your engine will start overheating rapidly. If that happens, it's a sign you need to increase your speed, and by increasing your speed, your engine will gradually cool down again. At what altitude does the F2G perform best at relative to its competition? To know that, we can look at a graph of its power as a function of altitude. Until about 3.7 km, power drops slowly with altitude as more engine power is required by the variable speed supercharger to compress the air as air density reduces. Above 3.7 km, power starts dropping rapidly as the supercharger can no longer increase its RPM. What does this graph tell us? It tells us that the F2G loses a lot of power at altitude compared to other props at this BR, so you should aim to fight enemy props at the lowest altitude you can to have the best relative performance. The F2G often faces jets, so what's the best altitude for the F2G to fight jets? The answer is that the prop has the best relative performance compared to jets when it is fighting at its critical altitude, which is the altitude where it starts losing power quickly. That altitude will give the highest rate of climb advantage for the prop and the lowest speed advantage for the jet. For the F2G, it should be fighting jets at around 3.7 km. I can maybe explain this concept more and prove it in a future video. That's all for this video, however. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.